Good afternoon. Everyone, I want to talk about a very important topic right now. This is something that I'm going to be sitting here kind of working on my makeup and stuff like that because I want to come live with my teams here in a little bit for my businesses, different things. So, my words of wisdom during I think this is at any time in a direct sales business, any business, doesn't matter if you're in the restaurant industry or you sell cars or whatever it is you do. Okay. If you are in any kind of sales position, you own your own business, like whatever it is, rough times are going to hit. Okay. And they're going to hit when you least expect them. You may be in them now. You may be completely comfortable where you're at. I think if you set the bar and you just kind of go, yeah, I'm good where I'm at, you're setting yourself up for some kind of path of disaster that's just going to go, well, then that's all you get. Anyway, my point is, I'm sitting here, I got a little slacking in one of my businesses, and I was putting a lot of effort into the front part of my game, on my sales and talking on my business page and stuff like that, and really coming up with my game plan of how I was going to be selling things and doing things and offering raffles and doing whatever. And, it was paying off. You get consistent with things. People are going to know you exist. So yeah, and sometimes your sales are going to slack and you have no control over it, but you got to show up. You have to show up. A car dealership, for example, let's compare that to direct sales. You can have people go and tire kick on Sundays when nobody's around and not want to get hassled. They still know you're there because obviously they've stopped by your lot or done whatever, but you have a store location. Whereas if you're in direct sales, maybe your storefront is what you're doing in your online presence. So if your majority of your following's over on Facebook and you've done live videos, or, maybe it's on YouTube and maybe it's on TikTok, Instagram, wherever, you have to keep showing up to the game even when sales are low, because all of a sudden you disappear. People aren't going to take you seriously. They're going to go, where the hell did you go? The reason I say this, I have people who have never made one purchase from me, but they have brought me business. And how that works, they know I'm around. Maybe they don't use the products I sell at all. Maybe they're a man and they feel, oh, there isn't possibly anything you can sell me. There is, but they're in their head that, oh, you're a cosmetics person. You can't possibly sell anything for me. That's going to be completely, that's out of the question or whatever. If I buy from you versus going to Walgreens or somewhere with a manly name, they're going to worry that, hey, they're going to worry, hey, oh, you've lost some kind of manly points or something. I don't get that whatsoever, by the way, but, it's what it is. But those guys there, sometimes they'll have a friend looking for something. Okay. And then all of a sudden they just stare and go, oh, hey, somebody shouts out for one of my businesses, hey, I need an Avon lady. And they'll go, hey, I just happen to know one. Jess is your person, so there we go. Thank you very much. Hey, I'm happy to help. Here's my phone number. Here's my web address. La-da-da. My consistency paid off because that person knew, hey, I am in the game. You know that, hey, I'm your person. I always love doing makeup on, especially contouring, because I'm like, oh, what's up? But I'm going to use a foundation brush on this guy. But anywho, you have to show up to the game. So here's my situation this week. I've started a new business, okay, and in the last month, and it's taken off really good, and everything is amazing there, and I can't be happier. I really can't. But your needs will consistently change. I'm glad my name is already out there. I'm glad that I'm showing up to the game every day. I'm glad I'm doing videos like this. Sometimes I do, and if you're watching my YouTube or something right now, you know that I do videos in my car. I find the time. And sometimes that's the only time I have, or a moment like this for my YouTube channel. Or I don't even know if this is a channel. I don't know because I'm not that good at it, but I'm learning. And I don't have any followers, and that's okay. But maybe someday I will, and you guys can look back at these and laugh your ass off and go, boy, that woman's nuts, you know? And then, someday I'll be really successful and be like, that's where she started at. She was doing dumb things like this. But you have to show up. You can't sit there and go, hey, I signed up for a company and nobody knows I exist, and that's grand. No, so my situation this week is, like I said, it's all about being real and being transparent. That's what people want from you. If you're showing them anything other than that, they're going to go phony baloney. They're going to call you out on their BS and they're going to flip on. They will. So I've been home since March of last year. It is now January. This is due to COVID stuff. The location I was volunteer bartending at, they closed. Didn't have any choice because of COVID restrictions. And I apologize. I'm going to take a sip here real quick. I bow to no sponsors. Very Wayne's World moment if you didn't catch that. If you know me personally, you would know that I am a Wayne's World dork. I still quote it, and it's how many ever years later. And I'm okay with that. So anyway, but oh geez, I love when I lose my train of thought, guys. No, but, so anyway, you have to put yourself out there because here's what's going on. We had in the last month, we have 4 cars that sit here at the house. One is my husband's car that runs great and does everything else. But it is his car that he takes back and forth to the concrete yard, and it's older and it's kind of, it's dirty and stuff like that. And we don't worry about washing it and doing different things and vacuuming it out because it's constantly covered in concrete crap. So there's that. We don't do much with it. Then we have the very nice car. It is, I don't know, 9 years old now. And probably it's around 130,000 miles on it, but it is considered a luxury car. It was my husband's dream car. He bought it a few years ago. Obviously couldn't afford a brand new one, but he bought this car. It was right before we even got together, and that's his dream car, man. So anyway, it's his baby. And it started having a little bit of issues. It's randomly, I don't know, it's acting like almost like a starter issue would or something like that, but it's not the starter. We don't know. So we took it up, even with money a little tight, no stimulus check yet, stuff like that. We took it up to a local dealer, or not a dealer, but a car shop that deals with imports because it is an Audi. And anyway, we had them look at it. Well, they go, we can't do anything with it. You need to take it to the dealership. That's what we were trying to avoid. So dealership already told us what their, holy cow, I just snapped these are little disposable brushes. This is not a nice brush, but anyway, yeah, that's a little disposable brush and I just totally snapped it. That was so funny. I use these as sample brushes for when we have new mascaras that come out for people to try. I just use it for fluffing my eyebrows and I guess I know my own strength, so I snapped it. That's why they're little disposables. But anyways, we had that and we're like, okay, sometimes the car starts, sometimes it doesn't. It's a gamble right now. So my husband's been nice enough to drive that. We picked it up. We're like, it's just not here this week. And hopefully that stimulus check comes and we can get the car over to the dealership and we can do whatever. Then comes today. He's had to have some skin surgeries lately. Just little stuff that was going on with his skin, where they find a little bit of a touch of skin cancer. They got to dig in and figure it out, but they have to do them all separately. They don't do them just all at once. I don't know why that issue is, why they do that, but they do. And anyway, that is, he's already had one. Now today he had another. Well, it's after the first of the year. So guess what? New insurance through his company and a new deductible. And yeah, so they're like, oh, well, you need to pay $600 today. We're like, oh, surprise. Luckily they don't pay half, but we had to max out a credit card to do certain things and do whatever. You just take a deep breath because you're like, no, the car needs to be fixed. Like I said, we have, so the two main cars we use, one intermittent not working, the other one fine. Hopefully nothing happens with it. The other car is my daughter's, and we're in the process of trying to get it all licensed and do all that. Well, guess what happens? Yeah, her car throws a timing chain. So she's all down in the dumps, and we're trying, we bought her a little cheap car to begin with. We bought it for like $300 or something, but we knew that, hey, it could potentially end up having some issues or doing whatever, but we didn't expect it now. Luckily, my husband knows how to do all of the work on that one, but it's just like, when do we find the time to tow it to where we need to tow it or do this and that? And I don't know. Life throws you curveballs. So, well, I guess what I'm getting at is, I have no clue if I'm making this money this week. I don't know. He will. We don't know. But my recommendation is you be consistent. You always have your ass out there, and you're talking your game, and you're showing people what you have for products and what you have to offer to come to the table. Because God forbid you don't do any of that, then all of a sudden you do find yourself in some kind of position where you're like, oh, holy crap, what do I do now? Then all of a sudden people are like, where did you come from all of a sudden? And going, you need this, and just putting yourself everywhere, and people going, oh, slow the train down. Like, you went from 0 to 100, and I didn't even know you existed before now. And now it's like, since when did you start selling that? And could you imagine the embarrassment if you sat there and go, oh, I've sold X product now for, like in my case, 20 something years. What in the hell? Like, could you imagine? Can you imagine just sitting there going, yeah, I've been here for so many years. Well, how the hell didn't I know about it before now? Well, you need to make sure, for those reasons, like I said, the men that won't shop from you, they'll know what business you're with. If you're in cosmetics, they'll know. So when their buddy or their buddy's wife or somebody's looking for it, they can go, hey, Jessica's your gal, Katie's your gal, whoever. I'm just throwing out names. Now, I'm not the greatest eyeshadows, so you can all laugh at me. I'm doing it haphazardly. I'm just getting some color on my eyes. Half my brushes missed because I have a teenager. And she comes in and borrows my brushes and doesn't put them back. So anyway, I work with what I have. Sometimes it's my finger, sometimes it's a Q-tip. I don't care. I guess time for me to invest in some more brushes so they can also go to I sit there and go, I could buy more. Yeah, that's just gonna disappear. I'm gonna use my finger now, speaking of that. But anyway, this is a makeup tutorial. It's just getting color on her face. But yeah, you don't wait until you're put in a position to where you're like, oh crap, now I gotta do this. I mean, that's how we all feel. Don't get me wrong. But you can't sit there on the sidelines and go, well, when I'm really doing this or doing that, you can make every damn excuse you want and go, hey, I'm just waiting until this happens or I have more time or whatever. No, don't do that to yourself. You're going to piss yourself off and cause more harm and damage than you can possibly imagine by putting yourself in a state where now you are completely vulnerable. And you may still be, who knows? You may still get put in that position, and doesn't matter how much money you have. You can be Donald Trump for okay, whatever, and you can be like, I got a wazoo of money, but there could always be an expense that comes along that goes, hey, guess what? Now you need even more than you have, and I don't think there's one person in this world that has not been there, unless you are born with Silver spoon in your mouth does not mean wealth. It doesn't. It means health. That's a lesson I learned with one of my other companies. But yeah, so unless you were just born with like some insane bank account and never had to do anything or work or hustle, you would know that you have to do stuff sometimes. And I don't know. This is real though. My stuff's already out there. I'm hoping that the seeds you've planted, all those sayings, they are so true. The seeds you plant are for future growth. It doesn't mean they're going to go boom and come up today. They're not. If you expect that, don't get into direct sales. Don't get into any sales, because if you think you can, don't get me wrong, there's some natural born killers or rock stars, whatever, in this business that come out of the gate and they just go boom, 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 and they kick ass, they take names, they take numbers, they take those numbers and put them in their bank account, and they flip and they make all sorts of amazing stuff happen, But direct sales, it does take consistency. It does take putting yourself out there. If you think that you can sit around on your ass and not do anything and still make an income, you are horribly mistaken. So now I will tell you this, you maybe as you've developed yourself and taken the time to do things, I think that's what's neat about social media and stuff these days. Maybe once you're more established, you can relax a little bit because people are still going to know you're there. You don't want to fall off so much that whatever, but as you're establishing yourself, it's really important. You don't want to come out and flood people so much that they're like, oh my God, shut up. You don't want to do that. You have to find a happy balance. It's going to be different for everybody. But you don't want to flood yourself all in one market either. If you think that, hey, just Facebook is going to get me all the business I need, I'm going to tell you, it doesn't give me the results that I desire in my life. So I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on the Nextdoor app, I'm on YouTube, I'm wherever. I am making sure that wherever you turn, I'm on LinkedIn. I want you seeing my face. I want you knowing some way to stumble across what it is that I do. I want to become the face of that name and in that company. Now, I will tell you that through my years of stuff, I take good credit in some of the ways I've been taught. One, I still believe even when I worked in retail and wherever else, from the day I started my very first job, the crappiest jobs of crappy jobs when you're a teenager and whatever else, I have been a firm believer, unless you are working your way up, work your way out, because that's not the place for you to be. I'm a firm believer that if I've jumped on board with a company, especially in direct sales, I stand behind it. I'm excited about it. And if I'm not, I'm going to get the hell out of it. Just like that. Work my way up, work my way out. It applies in direct sales as well. If it's no longer fitting to you, or it's not doing whatever you need it to do or turn the results you need, maybe it's time to search elsewhere, And it doesn't mean that that's what's happened in my life, because it's not. I just happened to find, as the one company with no mentions here, as the one company, and I have been for absolute years. I still love them. They are my jam. They're probably what I am known for. However, I wanted to expand my portfolio, I guess. I wasn't looking. Both times I was not looking that I joined another company. I wasn't looking. But it was beneficial to me. And I'm totally getting some on my face here. But that's how it is when you're trying to multiply or do multiple things here, multitask. And I need to do a quick touch of my nose with the Kleenex really quick. I'll be right back. I'm talking. So get hot in the bathroom, like sometimes your nose wants to drip. So anyway, yeah, I wasn't looking for other opportunities. Did I need them? Maybe I did. I don't know. But something spoke to me and said, hey, this is calling your name. And the one I didn't look at all. I didn't. I hadn't heard of it. I hadn't done anything with it. I had a friend inbox me, and I was taking something from a completely different company. We're talking about supplement-wise. And somebody contacted me from a whole different company that happened to already be associated with the company I was with. And they're like, man, have you heard of this product? I'm trying this. It's been great. If nothing else, get a discount on it. And, do you take these kind of products? Well, yeah, I do. Well, then, here, I'll give you a gift card to check it out, whatever. And it became another company for me. I do have some sales on it. It's not my one I hustle. It's not. And I admit that, and I think there's good money to be made there, but I just haven't hustled it. I use that more on my end of a discount. Some people do. They come on to a direct sales team, or, a direct sales company strictly for the discount, or because they already use the product and become their own personal shopper. That's I'm a little more than that with that company. I've made a business page. I've done different things with it, but it's not my main gig. I do give it a mention when I know that somebody's looking for that kind of product, or I see somebody could benefit from that type of product based on what they say on a post or something. I wanted to wear this lipstick color, but I can't find my lipstick brush, and my lipstick is down there in the bottom of it. You know how that is. So we're going to do this instead because I don't have to worry about that here. But anyway, that one kind of fell in my lap. I was like, whatever. It's a free wholesale account. I didn't have to pay anything to start. I got the kind of products I was already taking and supplements I was already taking at a discount and wholesale. So I hated that because it took business from a friend that I was already giving business to. But I looked into her business. And I will tell you this, that one had minimums in order to stay active and be considered this and considered that. And it was too much pressure for me. I didn't want it. I didn't want anything to do with it. If a company has minimums, tells me I have to do this much in order to create this much and do what I don't want a damn thing to do with it. And that... I'm not trying to, some people, you're natural born salespeople and you're good at selling things of that nature and making minimums and quotas and whatever else. Good for you. Not my gig. Because life can change on a dime. I've been through cancer and stuff like that. So if I happen to have all of a sudden a reoccurrence or something like that, and all of a sudden I can't work my business, or I don't want to have to ever choose between keeping my business, a direct sales business, because I didn't sell, I'm making up a number, $150 that month or whatever. I don't want to make a choice between, oh my God, everything I've ever worked for with this business, I'm about to lose. So, I've got to pay that, or pay my water bill. That's stupidity. Don't put yourself in that position. If you're here and you follow me or know anything about me, you'll know my businesses. None of them have that issue. None of them. Nor would I ever work for one that did. It doesn't. So if you're ever worried about that aspect of a direct sales business and you're out there trying to think of one to join or do whatever, please talk to me, because the ones that I have to offer you, yeah, they don't have that issue. You have to be consistent, guys. Don't wait till you're put in a position where you have to hustle. Make hustle make it a part of every day for you. Speak it, talk it, walk it, not to the point where you're like, oh, there's that annoying salesperson or whatever. No, but it's so easy to go, hey, the other day, for example, and I'll mention Avon. That was my gig I've had for 20 something years. That's been, so I call it my main one. Depends on how you look at it now, but that's the one I've been with for years. We do fashion. We do all sorts of really cool stuff that people don't even know about. But I happen to be in Dollar General. My daughter needed something, and I was in there, and I was going through the line, and the lady behind the checkout goes, your shirt is really cute. And she goes, oh, I really like that. And I go, thanks. I go, I've had it for a while. I said, but I got it from Avon. And she goes, really? And I go, yeah. And she goes, Avon has clothes? She goes, I guess they do. I just kind of forget about that. I mean, I haven't seen an Avon catalog in years. And she goes, do you sell? And I go, and I didn't even have to tell her. And she goes, and shame on me for not having material on hand, but we were doing something that day, like it was Christmas Eve, I believe. In fact, we were on the way up to the farm. I didn't have my sales stuff with me. I should have. It should be on me at all times, but it just wasn't. Anyway, and I had given out all my brochures at that time because it was like the week before Christmas. I didn't have my extra materials on me. But anyway, she was like, you don't happen to have a brochure on you, do you? And I said, I have to apologize, hon. I do not. I said, we're on our way to like a family dinner thing or whatever. And I said, but I will absolutely get one to you. And I go, what's your name again? And she goes, Kimberly. She shows me her thing. And I still remember her name. And she goes, yes, I would love to have a catalog. I haven't seen one in years. She goes, this is so exciting. And she got excited. And I was like, awesome. I said, I will be back with that for you, Kim, and I'll make sure to throw in some samples and have some fun for you. I said, I just wanted to make sure I had your name in case you aren't here. I can still leave it with somebody. And she goes, yeah, absolutely. And I said, okay. Well, guess what? I have 2 other businesses. I could throw those in there as well if I want to. So hopefully next time I'm there, I'll see the Kim and I can give them to her. I just got my catalogs in yesterday. So in fact, I need a couple items up at Dollar General. And something that I don't need to go into too big of a store for, but I need Sweet and Low of all things for my coffee. My one pink packet, I need that. It takes me to the Dollar General today because I need that. So I'm going to make sure that I have a nice little thing with some samples in it stuff, and I'm going to go drop it off to Kim up at the Dollar General. But you have to be consistent. You have to, you have to speak. You have to talk proud about it. And, unless she brought it up, I would have never said a word. Some people would have. Some people walk up to the register and they'll be like, hey, I'm an Avon lady. You ever seen a brochure? Would you like one? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not that kind of person. Some people are. If that's your gig, cool. I haven't. Those are the ones who probably are really huge earners, and unfortunately, I haven't brought myself to that point. But I'm learning every day. I had to plug in my phone here, but I don't know. Be consistent in what you do. Wear a smile. Let people know who you are. Don't wait until you're stuck into a situation where you're like, crap. So I may be in the oh crap stage right now, but I hope the seeds that I've planted carry me through this week. And now I can still sit there and do consistently what I always do with a smile and with, the knowledge of the product and whatever else, and hope that, the sales follow through for this week. I was a little discouraged because I had a few days with no sales. And then, last night I was like, boom, commission. And I got a new recruit yesterday too. And then this morning I wake up and one of my new recruits was getting her first recruit. And it's like, bam, consistency. And if you have a team, communicate with them. Show by example, let them know what you're up to. Because if they don't feel confident about going out and grabbing life by the horns, then what do they have to model after? Let them know, what's up? How do you do this? Let's do it together. I take lots of tips from the people I learned from. I'm sharing some of them now. That's how we do it. This is direct sales. Anyway, best wishes to everybody out there. Stay consistent. Don't wait till you're in a crisis mode. You all have a good one. Thanks so much for tuning in. And you want some information on any of my businesses and want some coaching into creating your own, I'd be happy to have you on board. Have a great day. Bye-bye.